Hi, welcome to Old Dog Minis. Today I'm going to be painting the Dread Sorcerer from the base game of HeroQuest, the 2021 version, and talking about some of the disasters that have happened in the last couple of weeks.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Okay, well, basically I've primed it with black and then given a bit of a zenithal with white primer, and then a heavy dry brush with white over the top of that, just to bring out the details. I start top down and outside in as usual. One thing I have found about the speed paint metallics is that while they're a good paint, I they don't really have the same effect as the rest of the speed paint range. The regular speed paints do. They're just not quite as varied in the final colours that show up, which is a bit disappointing, but they're still a good paint. I do use the regular metallics as well at times, although obviously the speed paint metallics do have a little bit more effect on the recesses and give you a bit more of a shadow. Now I'm using two different gold colours here because the reference picture was definitely had different shades in it. Now, disaster wise, I started running out of space. First of all, I ran out of space on my iPhone. Then I realised that the Photos app was not removing the 4K videos that I was filming of my painting quickly enough. So I had 75 gig worth of 4K video on the iPhone that, even though I'd set it up to maximise storage space, etc., it was just taking too long for it to delete, and I ran out of space on the phone and couldn't film anymore. So I decided that, okay, obviously I need to move this stuff out of the Photos app and start manually dealing with it. The solution was I used my backup hard drive and sort of decided to share it and set up folders and stuff on that and exported the videos from Photos app on my Mac and fiddled around and eventually got most of the videos onto the external hard drive. Cool. Problem solved. Or at least I thought it was, because then the hard drive failed and I lost hours and hours of video. that I'd very carefully set up, and I was a little upset. Now I managed to get access to the drive again, and while I did have access to the drive again, I went out and bought two new hard drives. One for the video, and the other one to back up my regular computer and the video on the other external drive. So, problem solved. It was potentially a terrible, terrible mistake, and I should have known better. I've been working in IT for most of my adult life, so I really should know about backing up by now. But oh, well, some of us have to learn the hard way over and over again. Then I noticed how big my iMovie library had got, and it was taking up about 125 gig on my laptop hard drive, which was a little excessive. So I decided, okay, I'll move that to the external hard drive as well. So that was not a disaster, but it was a bit awkward. While I was doing that, I thought, well, if I'm going to have libraries on external drives and all this other stuff, maybe I should start thinking about getting Final Cut Pro and the rest of the Creative Suite from Apple. So okay, I had a three-month subscription, so I thought, well, that's good. I'll download all this and try it all out. What I found was that the stuff was, while it gave me more options and was a little bit like technically cleverer, everything I used to do with one click seemed to be buried in a menu. So everything took 2 clicks or 3 clicks to find the same options I'd been using on iMovie. And I did want the stuff to look as similar as possible because consistency, I think, is important. Obviously, I'm always trying out new things and new ways of doing stuff and new ways of putting these things together. Uh, for example, I just bought a new microphone, a Shure MV6, which is very nice. Cuts a lot of background noise. It makes it a lot easier to record in a somewhat noisy environment that I have here. I'm pretty happy with it, but I didn't need it to be that complicated. So I've actually gone back to iMovie and cancelled the subscription. I had a bit of a play, but it was, I just honestly did not think it was worth the extra complexity, uh, given that main my main interest is in painting them, not filming them. Anyway, I'm almost done here on the Dread Sorcerer. As you can see, it's come out okay. I'm pretty pretty damn happy with most of the minis that I've painted on this. Now this is actually looking back in the past several months now. I've been beavering away at the various expansions since then, since this, and I'm getting very close to the end. And the one thing I've noticed is how much more accurate my painting has become. I'm a lot less likely to smudge, to go over, to end up in the wrong spot. And if I do, I'll often either just quickly wipe it off with my thumb or say, leave it and say, okay, these guys are not super clean and they're going to be looked at from a metre away. So At any rate, almost done here. Here's the reference shot from the quest book. See, as you can see, it's quite detailed. I tried to keep it as close as possible to the original colours. And if you like this content and you want to see more, which would be great, don't hesitate to click the like button, share it with other people you know who might be interested, and hit the subscribe button if you do want to see more of it. I have links to the products I use down below, and I'll catch you next time.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.